ready. I am so ready. And I would like to congratulate all those turkeys that survived. They tell me 45 million turkeys died and was cooked during the Thanksgiving holiday. Oh, would you like some turkey? I know you would like a cold turkey sandwich. We are waiting on you. So, okay, I need to know who was the guest speaker, and I'm saluting the Black Baptist preachers in Oklahoma. This book by the Black Baptists in Oklahoma was written by J.M. Gaskins, and that's going to be interesting. And I do have two very important people here today. Very important. You will be thrilled to death to hear them, and you will have something to talk about all the week. You know, it's interesting to appear on radio. I can afford to sit up here and make mistakes, and you say, "Oh, Clara just playing." But when other people come on my radio show and make mistakes, you really have something to talk about. The telephone number out here is 672-1222. Oh, this is Clara Luper. Now let's understand one thing. If you have the right answer, I want to know your name. But if you contaminate my radio audience with the wrong answer, I don't want your name, I don't want your telephone number, anything. This is Clara Luper. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, Glenn Woodbury.
You are exactly right. Now what is your name?
James McHenry.
What?
McHenry?
Were you there?
Yes, I stayed for a while.
Okay, well, if you didn't stay to hear that, you really missed something. Thank you, and stay on the line. Calvin and Charles are going to take your name and your address and your telephone number.
Thank you.
Thank you so very kindly. I'm going to be giving away something else, but I want to tell you something about November. November has been an unusual month throughout history for all of us. On November the 14th, 1915, Booker T. Washington, a well-known educator, died. On November the 15th, 1897, J.M. Langston died. On November the 26th, 1883, Sojourner Truth died. On November the 27th, 1963, that well-known writer, William Wright, died. Yes, November. And my question now is, on what date was John F. Kennedy assassinated in November? The telephone number is 672-1220. My guests out here want to answer the question, but you can't answer the question. It has to come in on the telephone. Today is a very, very important day because today we're going to say goodbye to Mrs. Carrie Octavia Ford, a well-known religious leader. Carrie Ford, who was born in Depew, Oklahoma, who attended school in both Depew and Clarksdale, Oklahoma. Carrie loved singing, and she could sing. As she traveled on the train throughout Oklahoma and Arkansas, she would sing a song. In 1950, she became a member of the New Hope Baptist Church. And oh, she worked in the church. Sunday school teacher, missionary society president, a seasoned choir member, a missionary. She loved the Lord. She was a leader of the spiritual life moments in her church, as well as in the Progressive Baptist Convention. She was interested in Eastern Stars, was a worthy matron and a great crusader. But now she's gone home, and today at 11 o'clock, a crowd will gather at the Greater Mount Olive Baptist Church to say goodbye to Mrs. Carrie Ford. And today, I want you to know that Mrs. Ford touched our lives. She would always give me the opportunity to speak on her programs, and she would always tell me how to do it, and I really appreciate it. Today, the words of comfort will come from her own son, Gene Ford, who's the pastor of the St. Matthew's Baptist Church in Orangeburg, South Carolina. And last night there was a wake for Mrs. Ford. And it was interesting to see how many friends and how many lives she had touched. And last night I saw something that you seldom see. Can you imagine a son-in-law speaking so highly of a mother-in-law? The Reverend Howard did just that. Dr. Moses Howard spoke about his mother-in-law in such a way until it brought hope to all of us. Clara Luper reporting. Yes, this week was a sad week for us because we say goodbye to our friend Geneva Keys Franklin. That service was attended by hundreds of people at the Emmanuel Baptist Church in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. This is Clara Luper. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
John F. Kennedy was assassinated November 15, 1963.
You shut your mouth. Hang that telephone up. You are so wrong. You are wrong. What? November the 15th? You're thinking about teachers when teachers get paid on the 15th. And don't tell me your name, please. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and I ask a simple question. On what date in November was John F. Kennedy assassinated? Do I have someone else on the line? Okay.
John F. Kennedy was assassinated November the 22nd, 1963.
You are exactly right, and your name is?
Irma Lewis.
Your name is what?
Irma.
Irma Lewis, you are so intelligent. You are right. And you're going to get a gift certificate from Marie's. From Marie's. Oh, what a day. Well, two of my questions down. Let me ask the next question. Who was the first black American to receive the Nobel Peace Award? It was the year 1950. Who was it? Call me here. In the meantime, I'm looking for my words of wisdom, and I am real excited about it. Plus, I have a new addition to my show. I have a young sports announcer. Holiday greetings are extended to you today from Roth Funeral Home located at 2936 Northeast 36th Street, and from John Temple and Son, 2801 North Kelly, here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Adams and Sons extends holiday greetings to you. Adams and Sons, located at 1520 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I want you to go to that shop. I want you to see what can happen. Because if it can happen, Adams and Son will make it happen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is with words of wisdom. Fluky?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Okay. To whom you give your money to is to whom you give your power to. You got it?
No, I don't have it. To whom you give your money to, you give your power to.
Yeah. It is to whom you give your money to is to whom you give your power to.
Okay, we'll see. So if I give my money to the casinos, then I'm giving my power to casinos. Well, I'm not going to do that. Thank you so very kindly, Fluky. And I understand that you and C.P. Wilson are going to get together in December, along with the people that served in the Navy, both in Sean. Right. Am I right?
That is right.
Okay, well, I'm
overdue.
I'm looking, and it's overdue. Thank you so very kind. Be
right.
sure and stay tuned because I have something special for you today. Yes, let's see if I've asked a question. Let's see who knows the answer. Who was the first black American to receive the Nobel Peace Award in 1950? Yes. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
What? I thought it was, is it Martin Luther King?
Girl, get off the air.
Junior.
Don't you get off the air immediately. You're contaminating the airwaves. I need an answer. Who was the first black American to receive the Nobel Peace Award in 1950? Oh, America had not heard of Martin Luther King in 1950 because he became on the national scene in 1955. Hello. Okay, that's right. If you don't know the answer, don't you try to jive me because I was born on Bull Street. Helfer Avenue ran to my back door and my telephone number was K-O. Today is a very important day, and it's important because you are listening. You are on the radio, and once you get on the radio, people got something to talk about. They can talk about you. And I do have something very special to talk about today. And I want you to know that. I want you to understand that I do have something very important to talk about. Get out your pencils and paper because I want to talk directly to you. I'm going to tell you something that you do not know. And I'm very serious about it. I'm telling you, I'm very, very serious about it. I'm going to tell you about Nancy Davis. And I need some professional help from Calvin. Nancy Davis was the first black to go to Oklahoma State University. And she was the first one admitted after Ada Lloyd Cyprian had exposed the idea. Calvin, where are my handbills? I hope I know what happened. Geraldine Darling has gone with my handbills. Well, okay, let me tell you what's happening. I want you to put down this date. December the 2nd. You have it down, December the 2nd, from 4 to 6 at Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King in Oklahoma City. We are going to give a recognition tea to Nancy Davis. Now you are saying why. I'll tell you why. Oklahoma State University is naming a housing unit after Nancy Randolph Davis. Now, I want to tell you over because I don't want you to not have proper knowledge. Oklahoma State University is naming one of those beautiful new housing units after Nancy Randolph Davis. Not only that, they are giving 3 scholarships in her name. 3 scholarships in her name. Now, don't you think we should celebrate? Won't you join us in celebrating? That's from 4 to 6 at Freedom Center, 2609 North Martin Luther King in Oklahoma City. Now, we should rejoice. We should be happy. And I want you to do this because I know Oklahoma City. You'll wait until somebody dies and then you come in with resolutions. And I can see all the Dungy students, and I don't know no one that has helped as many students from Dungy School as Nancy Randolph Davis. And I mean, I want you to call me today or call Lady Ruth Hunter. Lady Ruth's number is 427-3925. Mine is 424-3949. Clara Luper, may I help you, please?
Yes, I'd like to answer that question.
Well, answer it, sister.
It was Dr. Ralph Bunch.
You are exactly right. Now, what is your name?
Wilma Ray.
Wilma Ray. Well, how do you do? Wilma Ray has it. And Wilma Ray, let's see, what do you have? You have a dinner from Tom's Barbecue. Isn't that wonderful? I'll join you. You have a dinner from Thomas Barbecue. Now, stay on the line and be sure and give Calvin and Charles your name and address. Well, I have some distinguished guests here, and I'm waiting for Michael Edwards and Coco Thomas. I want to call you because at 9:30 you will get to meet my guest. Hello? Hello? What's wrong? Is something wrong? I don't know, but I know one thing. I know I have some very distinguished guests, and my guest is in both black and white. What an experience. I know one thing about it. Are you ready, Charles? I'm ready. Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Is this Michael?
Yes, it is.
Okay, give me the news, Michael.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Michael Edwards, your dynamic sports reporter, reporting to you on the Clara Luper radio show. It happened yesterday in Colorado when Colorado defeated the number 1 team, Nebraska, by an unbelievable 62-36. Now the question is, who will go to the Rose Bowl? I don't know. What I do know is at 2:30 this evening, Oklahoma University and Oklahoma State will meet at Orange Field in Langston.
And wait a minute now. In Langston, you mean in Orange Field in Norman, Oklahoma?
In
Keep
Norman,
going.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Over 72,000 are expected to see this game. So once again, this is Michael Edwards reporting to you on the Clara Luper radio show. Have a great day.
Oh, thank you. Did you like Michael? I know you did. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and at 9:30 I have something very special. I'm waiting on Coco. So many times we like to do this talking, but I got something I want you to talk about. I'm going to ask you a question. And if you answer this question, I'm going to give you a haircut. You can get it free at Adams and Son. Now, who was the first president of the United States to invite 14 black college presidents to the White House to discuss funding for black colleges? What president? Tell me quickly. What president invited 14 black college presidents to discuss funding for black colleges? So Clara Luper?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Coco Thomas. You're a fantastic reporter. Last weekend, I did get a chance to attend the state convention. And if you did not go, you really missed something. We had a wonderful time, and we had a good learning experience. From the state convention, we go to the regional, and to the regional, we go to the national, which will be in Houston, Texas. Also, our NAACP meetings are every Monday night at 7 o'clock. And as secretary, I'm inviting you to come and join us. This is Coco Thomas. You're a fantastic reporter.
Coco, how old are you now?
I'm 11 years old.
Thank you. You have been on radio for how many years?
I've been on radio for, I believe, 5 years.
Thank you, Coco. You're doing real well. I'm real proud of you. And as long as you maintain that A average, you can stay on radio.
Okay.
Last week, I had the opportunity to be the main speaker at the Interfaith Thanksgiving service. It was held at Temple Benai, Israel, of Oklahoma City. That was really an interfaith program with representatives from the Catholic community, the Muslim community, Baha'is community, the Unitarian Church, the Buddhist, the Christians, and what have you. Dr. Robert Myers had the opportunity from the Mayflower Congregational Church, participated along with Father Joseph Ross of Christ the King Catholic Church, and it was quite an experience. Well, not only that, everybody's talking about that homecoming at Tabernacle Baptist Church. They say that homecoming was something. Oh, that homecoming at Tabernacle was something out of sight. Calvin, have you heard about it? Have you heard about that homecoming?
Mom, I've heard a little bit about it, but I've heard more about what happened last week. First of all, let me say welcome back to your show. It's such a pleasure for you to be back. I mean, you really left me in a tight last week, but we had a good time here on KTLV, the Clara Luper Radio Show, and I want to remind all of you that the phone number is 672-1220. We have some great things that will be happening. We only have about 40 more pounds of chillings to give away. We got some more turkey. We got some more haircuts. We got some more dinners. And it will happen this week. And yes, the questions have their answers here. And you don't have to worry about me fumbling around trying to find the answer. But we did all right. We got it all together. And all of you who were winners, you got your certificates in time for Thanksgiving. I'm proud of you. Thanks for being a listener. David Hall, thank you for being a listener and a winner, a double winner. They really got me good last week, Mom. They really did. And
They really, Calvin?
I said,
you
my
couldn't
goodness,
take care of the situation.
I took care of the situation, but I couldn't ask a difficult enough question with the answers. I have one question I've been in an argument with all week, and that's about the Moses' wife thing. And that's really been a question that nobody, one thing about those religious questions, there is an argument in it that you can always come up with. And I believe I've heard every side of that argument. But then what we did, we made everybody a winner that called in, and so we had a good time. But I'm looking forward to this week because I'm so proud to see that we have some new reporters. A new reporter, that Mike Edwards come on. He seemed like he's going to be all right with the sports. Fluky got another little comment here. I don't know how we're going to keep up with Fluky's words of wisdom because they're so difficult. They make you think. And I know that's what the entire show is about. But to whom you give your money is to whom you give your power to. I don't know how Fluky came up with that.
If you're sending your money to television ministers,
that's
then
who you give your power to. But then my first thought was OG&E, And you know, you're right. If I don't give OG&E my money, I don't get no power. You know, if I don't give the water company my money, I don't get no water.
How about ONG?
ONG, if I don't give them no money, I don't get no power from ONG. So it is definitely true. But good things happen when you listen and when you're a part of the Clara Luper radio show, and we want you to be a part of it. So call that friend, call that neighbor, and continue to listen, and maybe you'll be a winner this weekend. Not only will you be like the unusual Colorado football team, I don't know.
Oh, I'm
but
so proud.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of that.
That has to be amazing.
Oh, that was really great.
It was mesmerizing.
My husband was sick.
Yes,
he just
there were
counted on
thousands of other
Nebraska.
sick people too.
But I was one happy
we never
person.
would have
We
believed
screamed.
that Colorado would have played that type of game. But that,
They slaughtered them.
preparation, pride, and home advantage, and then wanting to win so bad. And I guess that's true in life. There, if you really go out and you prepare yourself, and you go there to the game of life, or you go there on your job and you're prepared, you're ready for whatever's happening, hey, you can do a fantastic job. You saw it yesterday. If you didn't see it, you'll be hearing about it. But preparation, pride, and the willingness to win will always make a winner. But let's go back to you, Mom, because I'm having a sort of relaxed Saturday morning here. I see some people here that we're going to have as guests. They're a little more nervous than I am, and I'm enjoying seeing somebody else on the hot seat. But tell that friend, tell that neighbor, and invite them to stay tuned to the Clara Luper radio show.
Okay, I ask a question. What United States president invited 14 black college presidents to discuss funding for black colleges at the White House? I need an answer, and I need it
Well, we
quickly.
got some answers coming in. Every time you ask a question, there's a
Now,
line
whoever
up.
answers this one can go down to Stale's Restaurant and get some soul food.
Soul Food at Stales. Good morning. Welcome to the Clara Loop. See, here we go again. They just waited on me to get over here. No, I'm not going to change and not going to ask the same question about Moses. Now, if you want to know about Moses and Miriam and Zip,
Just leave it alone,
Yeah,
Calvin.
leave it alone. I got tongue tied. I said it so much this week. If you don't know the answer by now.
But they know the answer to the president that invited 14 black colleges.
Okay, well, we'll see, Mom. Just a minute.
Hello?
No, that's not.
Oh, you don't have the answer. You know, today we are saluting the Black Baptists, and if you're a Baptist in Oklahoma City, you should join the Black Baptist Ministers Association. And if you're white, you can join. They do not segregate, but I'm just talking about Black Baptists because in a few minutes I will have someone here that will be talking about Black Baptists in Oklahoma and what they are doing at a church that's been predominantly white. I ask you a question, and it's a simple question. What United States president invited 14 black college presidents to Washington, D.C., to the White House to discuss funding for black colleges? Well, one thing we can say about Black Baptists, they have always supported education. And I am so ashamed of a church in Oklahoma City that changed its name, that it was a historical church. Who are you that belong to Calvary Baptist Church? And I want you, if you're a member of the new church, your history starts now. And what are you going to tell your children? Tell me about it. But I heard, and I've asked Reverend Davis to be on the Clara Luper radio show, but as yet he has not responded. But I saw him on a television show when he said that the Lord told him to do that after much prayer. I can hear the Lord saying, Reverend Davis, change the name. Oh, no, I didn't hear the Lord saying that. But you know one thing, I don't believe everything people say. And I had the opportunity to interview a lot of preachers, and I don't believe what they all say. Clara Luper, may I help you?
That was Bill Clinton.
Did you did get off of my radio show talking about Bill Clinton in 1950. Bye-bye. This is the Clara Luper radio show. Who was the first United States president invited 14 college presidents to Washington, D.C. You know, I would like to say happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and I would like to thank Jocelyn Brown, Onita Brown, let's see who else. I would certainly like to thank Marilyn Hildred, who hosted our annual Thanksgiving dinner. Clara Luper, may I help you? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Ronald Reagan.
Let me tell you something. Get off the air. Bye-bye. This is Clara Luper asking a question. I have them, Calvin. I would like to tell you this morning, I want you to get this number down because I want you to stop calling me asking me where can you get a good plumber. You need a good plumber. If your toilet stool stops up, you don't want nobody coming there talking about Shakespeare. You don't want nobody talking about popping and how proud they are. What you want to do is call Coherc. Write this telephone number down. 771-4875. Let me repeat it. 771-4875. Now, Coherc is a plumbing company that can do everything. Now, if you're talking about plumbing, I want you to call 771-4875. Now, if you call me, I'll give you the number. Okay, hello?
Hello, Mrs. Luper.
Yes.
This happens to be actually your nephew. This is Calvin. And hi there, namesake Calvin. How you doing?
Oh, he's in the other room.
Okay. And I was calling.
Hey, Calvin, how you doing?
Oh, great, brother. Hey, I'm calling to say I'm excited about my mom's dedication coming up at Oklahoma State and the tea coming up next Saturday rather.
No, next Sunday.
Next Sunday, yes. I'm totally excited about this and just so pleased that you are pushing it and that she's getting her recognition.
Well, I guess so. You're a former president of the NACP,
That's
the
right.
first one of ours to serve on the National Board of Directors, and you are now an attorney where?
In Lubbock, Texas.
In Lubbock, Texas. What department do you work for?
I am with the United States Small Business Administration. I am the district counsel handling litigation and legal advice for the West Texas area.
I am so proud of you. And I know you'll be there to see your mother honored.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And I'm also happy to be talking to the greatest civil rights leader the state of Oklahoma has ever seen right now. That's Clara Luper.
well, I want to thank you because I'm your Aunt Clara, and don't you forget it. I don't care how many law degrees you get, okay?
Okay, and hey, before you kick me off the air, I'm going to take a shot at the question. Now, I don't really know the answer because I know it's not LBJ because you said 1950. So I'm going to have to guess this Harry S. Truman, who was...
Get off there, Calvin. Thank you so very kindly for calling me. Yeah, the attorney didn't know. Now, that is really something. I'm on the ball today. But today I'm dedicating my program to the Black Baptist ministers in Oklahoma. And I have in the audience today 2 young men. And they're going to tell you about something that's happening there. Okay. I'm going to take this one and then I'm going to talk to my guest. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
I don't like your attitude.
Well, thank you so very kindly. And I don't have to listen to you. Bye-bye. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show. A lot of people don't like my attitude. You are the only one, and I don't like yours. Hello? Yes?
Hello?
Yes.
Was it Dwight D. Eisenhower?
No, it was not Eisenhower. No, not Dwight Eisenhower. No. Good. I want to stimulate your thinking. And I appreciate your calling me, telling me you don't like my attitude. I didn't like your answer, and I got you off the air. But let's get serious now. Because I have in the audience Mr. Joel Mann. How do you do, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Clara?
Oh, I'm fine. Okay, now, sir, what church are you a member of?
I'm a member of First Southern Baptist Church, Del City, Oklahoma.
What?
First Southern Baptist Church, Del City, Oklahoma.
All right. Now, that's an all-white church, isn't it?
No.
How many black members do you have? 2?
Well, no, we have more than that, actually. It's about 1% of the 1 to 2% of the congregation.
How many members do you have out at? What's the name of this church now?
It's First Southern Baptist Church of Del City, Oklahoma on South Center Road.
Okay, where on South Center Road?
6400 South Center Road. It's right off on Center Road, right off of I-240.
Okay, now you're telling me you have black members out there.
Yes, ma'am.
You have what percentage?
It's about 1 to 2%.
Okay, 1 to 2. Now, is it 1% or is it 2%?
Well, I don't have the exact number right here in front of me, so I'll go with the lower number and say 1%.
Okay, now you have 1%. About how many members do you have out there?
14,000.
You have 14,000 members in 14 what?
14,000.
And you have 1% of that would give you about 140 members, right?
Somewhere in that area.
Somewhere in that area. Good. I know I've heard a lot about your church on the radio, and didn't you have a minister who was president of the Southern Baptist Convention?
Our current pastor was president of the Southern Baptist Convention, as was our past pastor and a couple of the ones before that.
I want to be honest with you. When you say Southern Baptist, you scare me.
Yes, ma'am.
Because from my historical knowledge, that was a church that pulled out, and those are people that could go to heaven with slaves.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you all still thinking that way?
No, ma'am.
What
That's
happened
changed
to-
a long time ago, thank goodness.
It changed a long time ago,
Yes,
but you're
ma'am.
still Southern Baptist, right?
We still have the name Southern Baptist, and we're very proud of it.
And it has a new meaning.
Well, I hope it has a meaning for everyone out there, that no matter who you are, Jesus Christ can save you and be your Lord and Master no matter what color skin you have, and that, as the Bible says in 1 John, that if you don't love your brother, then God has no part of it. Well, if he is not a Christian if you're a Christian, because Christians are all brothers. The way I look at it, and the way that I know that my pastor, Tom Elliff, looks at it, is that if you're a Christian, you are a brother and sister in Christ, and you're more related than you would be if you were a physical blood brother or sister.
Okay, so you're Christians, and let's get back to here's a Southern Baptist church with 14,000 members. Now, you mean to tell me that you all are studying about Black Baptists in Oklahoma?
Absolutely, ma'am.
Why are you studying about Black Baptists?
We're studying about it because it's an important subject. You have to know where your roots are. Of course, all of us have seen the movie Roots and have heard that story. But if you don't know where your roots are, you cannot go forward. You must have a historical knowledge of what happened. And in Oklahoma, the first Baptist church in Oklahoma was a very integrated church. There was a total of 6 charter members. 3 of them were black, 2 were white, and 1 was an Indian. And you look back at that, and that's the way Oklahoma has developed as more of an integrated society. However, we did have a point in time, especially around statehood, when the black majority in Oklahoma, and when I say that, there was 134,000 blacks, 130,000 whites, and 77,000 Indians at statehood in 1907. And what happened? The blacks in Oklahoma were cut off by the first governor of the state, Alfalfa Bill Murray. And I look at it, and he set up all the Jim Crow laws. He was one of the ones who.
Sure, he set it up. He was the president of the Constitutional
right.
Convention. He set it up, but he was backed by a bunch of segregationists.
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly correct.
Okay, and you have changed.
Well, I don't know. I didn't have anything about.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the Southern Baptists.
Yes, ma'am. We're not the Southern Baptist Church had absolutely nothing to do with the Constitutional Convention in the first place.
We understand that,
but what has happened in the past, we need to know that history of what has happened in the past to make sure that we don't fall back into that same place. And we need to make sure that there's a dialogue between every group, not whether it's black, white, Indian, the blind, the handicapped, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're a person who has accepted Jesus Christ, then you should be considered a brother and loved as such.
I'm sure glad you're saying that. Now, to my white brothers out there, I want you to know that I'm your sister, because
Amen.
Joel
Amen.
Mann said, and he's a member of the Southern Baptist Church, say if you're a Christian, then you are
A brother and sister in
But
Christ.
suppose
That's
you
right.
aren't a Christian.
Well, then actually the
Yes.
First Southern puts people who are not a Christian just a little bit more important.
Why?
Because those are the ones who Jesus Christ told us to go and share with. Those are the ones that, when Jesus said, "Go forth and teach all nations, being baptized in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost, and I shall be with you always." He says that it's important for us to go out and to share His word of love, but with all the rest of the world. Here recently we had people in Afghanistan this past summer, if you remember, who were arrested for sharing Christ, and they were threatened with having their heads chopped off for being Christian. Those 2 wonderful young ladies over there.
Let's get back to a book. You all are studying
Yes, ma'am.
Black Baptists in Oklahoma
Yes, ma'am.
at the First Southern Baptist Church of Dale City.
Yes, ma'am.
14,000 members. Now, tell me about something that you are having out there.
Well,
on
we're
November
actually
28th.
on this coming Wednesday night. We have an exciting class. We have Dr. Oscar Chappelle Jr. from Tulsa at Morning Star Baptist Church. He's going to be coming and speaking on Black Baptists in Oklahoma. His father had a unique position in the state. He was spent 43 years as the state president of the Oklahoma Baptist Convention. So he's in a very unique position of knowing what has happened in the past. We have studied men who have shaped Baptist history in Oklahoma, and this is the one thing that we want to continue to do. Also on our schedule for that evening, we have a very special guest who's just excited as no end because of their appearance, and that is a Mrs. Clara Luper, who will be here as well and talking to these people so that we can have an opportunity to hear the absolute truth, and that's one of the things that we want to hear. So many people say, well, you white guys, you don't like to hear the truth. You don't want to know it, but that's what we want to know.
I'm always excited about getting in one of these white churches because I know if I get to speak one time, I don't have to worry about coming back because they aren't going to invite me back. I remember one time I went to a white church to speak, and one of the questions that was asked of me, did I believe in integrated marriages? And I thought for a minute, and I said, let me tell you, Christians, something. Anything that God did not want to make, he made it biologically impossible.
Amen.
I didn't get invited back. That's quite interesting. And Clara Luper's going to be there. And what am I supposed to be speaking on, sir?
Well, what we've asked you to speak on is Oklahoma's freedom fighters.
Oklahoma's freedom fighters.
Yes,
well,
ma'am.
I can do that. Now, that's one thing I can do. Because when I think of freedom fighters, I've got to think of the freedom fighters. Roscoe Dungy, E. Melvin Porter, Reverend Perry, Reverend W.K. Jackson.
Well, you know, one thing I'm gonna stop you right there when you said Dr. Perry. His grandson goes to First Southern Baptist Church.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
What is his name?
His name is
Yes.
Trey Palmer.
Trey Palmer goes to First
Southern Baptist Church.
Well, I know one thing. I'm sure I knew you'd be going to a Baptist church. Did you know that Reverend Perry was the first black minister that ever been invited to speak at a Southern Baptist convention?
Yes, ma'am, in 1949.
Great. You know your history, don't you?
Well, that's one of the things I love to read is histories, and that's one of the things that I feel is important. As I said earlier, we have to know what happened in history to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay, I've got to give you some chitlins. Do you eat chitlins? I'm not going to give you no chitlins because you can't answer this question. But my next question is I'm going to give somebody some chitlins because people don't know the name of the president that invited 14 black college presidents to Washington, D.C. Okay? Well, maybe you know the first black to host a coast-to-coast television show. Do you know that? Don't you answer in here because I want somebody out there in radio land to answer. I've got to give away some chitlins. Okay. Now, you have brought along a friend. Who's your friend?
His name is Herlin Hamilton, and he's one of the movers and shakers in setting up this class at First Southern.
Now, you're going to come up here and tell me that Mr. Hamilton is a mover and a shaker in the First Southern Baptist Church of Dale City?
Absolutely.
Oh, great. Mr. Hamilton, how are you today?
Oh, pretty good.
I'm glad you are pretty good. Did you know that, I don't know, do you respect him?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. He's a good friend.
Mr. Hamilton, do you respect him?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I have an answer here. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Oprah Winfrey?
Oh, no. Boy, if you don't get off, please, hurry up, please, so somebody else can give me the right answer. I want to know who was the first black to have a coast-to-coast television show. Hello?
Nat King Cole.
You're right. And who am I speaking to?
This is Hurlina Hamilton Leggins. That's my brother you talking to, Hurley.
Well, Mr. Hamilton, isn't that wonderful? You are exactly right. Well, I won't have no trouble getting your address because your brother's grinning
The
from
answer
here.
to the president question, Miss Luper,
Huh?
was that answer,
No, don't ask me a question. You've done what I wanted you to do. You've given me an answer. And you've won your 10 pounds of chitlins.
Well, give it to my brother.
I'm not going to give it to your brother. Your brother didn't know I'm going to give it to you.
Okay, well, just
And when
tell
I
him where
give
to
you
get it.
chitlins, just a minute, when I give you chitlins, I don't want you giving it to nobody else.
Okay.
Take those chitlins and clean them yourself.
I sure will.
Okay, this is the Clara Luper radio show. And this part of our show is being brought to you by Stale's Restaurant, 1100 Northeast 23rd Street, where you can get that good old soul food. By Marie New Attitude, where you can lose some of that weight. Marie New Avenue, Attitude. Now, it all depends on your attitude. All you have to do is go to 36 in Bartell and look, and you go, and they're open from 6 o'clock every morning until 7 o'clock. That's Marie New Attitude. I want you to go out there and look at everything for yourself. Well, it's time for you to look good for that game. Robert Gates can make you look good. He's at 2609 North Martin Luther King, and he will cut your hair to your satisfaction. Hometown is open now until 12 o'clock, 2001 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I want to make sure that your child is well taken care of. That's why I'm recommending Johnson Shadina's 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City. You may call Gloria Matthews at 424-4656. Tom's Barbecue, 2504 Northeast 10th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Allstate Insurance Company, 730 North Bartell Road. And Calvin got something special. What do you have, Calvin?
My special is just come over here and remind you that remind the audience, you've done a lot of talking. You've had a great interview. You got Brother Hamilton to say something. We've learned about the First Southern Baptist. But, I'd like to remind the audience where they're listening, who they're listening to. And that way, it kind of keeps things lively.
Yes, Calvin, you have it
and
lively.
And that is 672-1220.
Okay.
Clara Luper Radio Show.
Yes.
And it's live and in living color.
Yes.
And we are
It's completely integrated today in black and white.
That's what I mean by living color. We got gray hair. We got nice black hair.
Okay, Calvin. Get to the point, Calvin. Yeah,
the point is that this is that is the number to call for the correct answer. The point is for you to keep listening, and the point is that we're moving right along on our time, and the calls are lightening up, and I'm waiting to finish the interview.
Okay, well, we're waiting to finish the interview. But I would like for you to call me at 672-1220 and tell me who I'm interviewing today. I would like to know the last names of the two men that I'm interviewing. Just the last name. Don't tell me their first names because I don't have time to listen to you. Okay, now let's go. This program will be held when now?
This program is going to be on Wednesday night, starting at 6:30 in the educational building of First Southern Baptist Church in room 108.
Okay. This is Clara Luper. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Richard Nixon, invited 14 president.
What did you say?
Richard Nixon.
You are exactly right. Richard Nixon invited 14 black presidents to the White House. And what is your name?
David Hall.
David Hall. Go, David. That's my David. David Hall. Thank you so very kindly. Calvin, you can't stop David Hall. You can't stop David Hall. Now, the next question, I'm talking to two members of the First Southern Baptist Church of Dale City. Call me and tell me their last names. The purpose of this program is to make sure that you are listening. Because so many times people listen at the wrong thing. And they just take it in bits. Now, I told you that Nancy Davis is being recognized by Oklahoma State University. And I better throw in that today Oklahoma State University's football team is going to get beat today.
Amen.
My university, Oklahoma University, is going to tie them up. But Oklahoma State University is honoring Nancy Davis. Now, what an honor. There will be a tea. And this tea is unusual because it stars Mrs. Gloria Matthews, Mrs. Bosie Walker, Mrs. Joy Ahmad, I could go on down the line. But Reverend Carter will be on it, Michael Edwards. You haven't seen anything like this. Now, you're going to come, and certainly you want to support the cause. You can leave your donation, and some of you are so rich, you wouldn't dare leave $5 because you realize that Nancy Davis is worth everything, and she's going to do something very special for you. Clara Luper, can you call me and tell me the two people I'm interviewing today? You're so smart. Hello?
Please hang up and try your call again.
Okay, somebody's made a mistake. Okay, you didn't know the answer. Okay, let's go back over. You say Southern Baptist Church. And who is your minister again?
His name is Reverend Tom Elliff. He's here in Oklahoma City. He's been here for 16 years now.
For 16 years. And he is actually the president now.
No, he's not actually the president now. He was in about 4 years ago. He was the president for 2 years.
Okay, who's president of Southern Baptist now?
You ask me, I really don't know.
Well, look here. Let me tell you. I finally asked him a question he didn't know. Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
Joel Mann
Yes.
is who you interviewing today.
You are exactly right. Do you know the name of the other one I'm interviewing?
No, ma'am.
That's okay. I'm going to give you some chitlins. What's your name?
Joey Hall.
Zoe Hall, you have it. You are exactly right. Calvin is getting your address. Well, sir, what is your name?
Roland Hamilton?
Mr. Hamilton, you are an Oklahoma Cityan?
Yes.
You are a plumber?
Yes.
Okay, what's the name of your company?
Cohurst Plumbing.
That's a good name. Why is it called Cohurst?
Well, it kind of with my wife's first name.
What's your wife's first name?
Coma K.
Coma K.
Yes.
Coma. And then where's the Herc come in?
My name is Hurlin, short for Herc.
Okay. And you are a good plumber?
Yes.
How did you become involved at the First Southern Baptist Church of Dale City?
Well, I was just visiting different churches and looked for a church home. And Tom preached about prejudice, and he preached about if you want to teach in Sunday school, and they just put their arms around me.
Oh, now you're going to tell thousands of people that are listening that First Southern Baptist Church of Dale City put their arms around you.
Yes.
Have you faced any racial discrimination there?
A little bit.
A little bit. What do you mean by a little bit?
Oh, just when you're talking to them and they don't want to listen to you, but we do need to know our history so we can understand each other.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. I hate to tell you this, but we have a lot of discrimination in the all black churches.
Yes.
So that's one thing. This portion of our program is being brought to you by your favorite Allstate insurance agent, Marilyn Hildred. You may call her at 843-0811. Marilyn sells all kinds of insurance, life, automobile, and what have you. This is the Clara Luper radio show talking about Tom's Barbecue, 2504 Northeast 10th Street, and he has a special on today while you're getting ready for Oklahoma University to slaughter Oklahoma State University. You can go by and get some barbecue, and you can have a ball. Well, I'm going to give you a half a minute. You can say anything you want to, Mr. Man.
Well, thank you, Clara. I'll tell you, the first thing I'd like to do is make sure everybody understands that we are inviting them to come to this class. You don't have to be a member of First Southern to come to the class, and we're not asking you to change your church membership or anything else. But this is a history teaching where we can come in and hopefully share with you something you didn't know. And one of Clara's most important things that I've always been impressed with her about and listening to her is that education is important. And this is the one thing that we're talking about here is education, because without education you cannot progress, and you can't go to the point where you need to be without a good education and a good understanding of history.
Thank you so very kindly. Anything you would like to say, Mr. Hamilton?
I just like to say that this is a real good, interesting book. It let us know a little bit about our history here in Oklahoma, and it make you understand who you are, and we do need to know where we're going instead of fussing and fighting among each other when we're supposed to be Christians. We need to come together in all churches, don't care what color, white or black or whatever. We need to come together.
Oh, okay. Who wrote the book, Mr. Mann?
It was written by Dr. J.M. Gaskin, who was the head of the history department at Oklahoma Baptist University.
A black man?
No, ma'am.
You mean to tell me now this gets the cake? A white man has written a book on the black Baptists in Oklahoma.
Yes, ma'am. As a matter of fact, he started preaching in black churches in the 1930s. So
I bet he got a lot of amens.
I'm sure he did.
Yes, this is Clara Luper reminding you that this portion of our program is brought to you by Johnson Jardina's Daycare Center. located here in the heart of Oklahoma City. And those of you that want to put your child in a safe place, remember Johnson Shadina's Daycare. You don't know how much I thank God for all of you. And I thank God that Johnson Shadina's is located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 424-4656. Now, you may call me. I'm going to stay out here 5 minutes later because I want you to call me and answer these questions. I want to know, what did Reverend Woodbury tell us to do when the ship get rough? When things get rough and you're on the sea, what did he tell us to do? And I want you also to tell me, and I want you to listen very closely, what church is Clara Luper and Dr. T. Oscar Chappelle supposed to speak in on Wednesday evening? And I would also like for you to tell everybody how much I love all of you. And I want you to stay out of trouble. It's nothing so embarrassing as to pick up a newspaper and somebody's killed somebody. It's nothing as embarrassing somebody breaking in somebody's house, stealing something. Get up off of your Constitution and go to work.
You're right, Mom. Get up off your Constitution, go to work, learn your history, understand where you have been, and understand where your people have been, and you know where we're going. Hey, the birthday things go out this morning.
Be sure. Wait a minute. Mom. I wanted someone from Calvary Baptist Church to be on my program because I want to explain how they are throwing that history away. Hello. Okay.
Well, what we have, Mom, is at Scipio Baptist Church there in New Lime, Oklahoma. They will be having a dynamic minister down there the second and fourth Sunday from now until about June. That's none other than one of our birthday participants, Charles Sutherland, who celebrated his birthday on the 21st. I'm also sending out a happy birthday to Mr. Eric Unwine, Fifth Street Baptist Church, longtime black businessman here in Oklahoma City, and also Mr. McCullough. This birthday song goes out to you, Charles Sutherland, to you, Eric Unwine, to you, Mr. McCullough. Happy birthday to you all. Happy birthday to you all. Happy birthday to you all, and may you all have many, many more.
Now, Calvin, what's the name of your group?
Mom, I'm the founder and one of the original soloists of the We Can't Singers.
We Can't Singers.
We Can't Singers. That's the name of our group. Yes.
And if anybody wants you to sing, how would they get in contact with you?
They can just call me at 843-0811 or 424-3949, or they can even leave word out here at the radio station, because one thing about it, we have a dynamic show. You just had a few seconds of it, but it is great. We guarantee to please, and I know that we made 3 people happy today, and I know that you tell your friends in your
everybody. The world knows you can't sing.
Well, we
this
can't
is
sing.
Clara Luper and
Joel Mann
and
Erlen Hamilton
and Calvin Luper
saying happy Thanksgiving. And thank all of you. You've been so kind to me, and I love every one of you. But stay out of trouble.
And we'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to the Clara Luper Show. Join Sister Clara Luper here each and every Saturday from 9 until 10 at your number one gospel station, KTLV. And until next Saturday, may God bless you.
And the views and opinions expressed on the preceding program were not necessarily those of AM Radio 1220 KTLV.
Father, I need your help and a hand.
You're tuned to the greatest station in the nation, AM 1220 KTLV, Midwest